putting all that audio tape together yielded a first cut that was like what?
Well, the first cut that I saw was a 45-minute. I went into the edit with my little team in London and sat with Stephen, and it was basically a black screen for 45 minutes with subtitles of the audio on it, and maybe of those 45 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes of images that he'd laid to picture. So effectively, we were in a dark room watching a black screen with subtitles on it. And I remember thinking at the beginning, there's just no way. I mean, I'm going to be falling asleep within 5 minutes for sure. And also thinking, but if I'm not, this is really going to be, it's going to be a major test. And at the end of 45 minutes, I was completely compelled by it, and it was at that point that I thought, wow, we're really onto something. I do want to say, when we talk about documentary filmmaking, and you say, and then the director got a treasure trove of archive, I sort of slightly feel that there's this sense that, then all he's got to do is sort of plow through the archive, and your film's made. What Stephen had to do to go through all these hours of audio to then pick out the way to tell the story. I mean, it's such a challenge and required so much work. I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but I just think to really understand what he did specifically, and with our co-writer, Peter Tedke, who worked with him very closely, it's an extraordinary accomplishment because it was 300 hours, and they listened to it all, and we transcribed it all, and they read it all, and figured a way through. And of course, at any point, it could not have worked. And if it wasn't working when we were 12 months into production and however many hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road, we would have been in serious trouble. And yet, all along, for reasons I can't quite explain, I always thought, I think I always thought, we're doing this the way it should be done. And it feels right, and I think it is going to work.
Well, I always love it when something feels organic, exactly. When it feels like a structure wasn't imposed upon it from the get-go.
No, the material.
It's riskier.
But defined it. And by the way, not in many cases, not particularly high-quality audio. I mean, this is a beautiful screening room. When we came in, while you guys were watching it, it was like, wow, it really looks fantastic in here. And it sounds great. But coming out of the boxes, it didn't sound particularly great at all.